There's a place between sleep and wakefulness where the boundaries of reality dissolve. It's not fantasy, it's not illusion, it's lucid dreaming. But what if those dreams weren't just the random play of your subconscious? What if, buried in the surreal imagery, your soul was trying to speak, trying to guide you? Most people dismiss their dreams as meaningless, but lucid dreams are different. You're not just watching, you're aware, present. And that awareness changes everything. Because in that moment, when you know you're dreaming, you step beyond the veil of ordinary consciousness. In lucid dreams, the laws of physics bend, time folds, symbols speak. You find yourself in landscapes that defy explanation, floating temples, endless mirrors, skies stitched with light. But why these places? Why now? And more importantly, who is behind them? Ancient cultures believed dreams were portals, direct messages from the soul or the divine. The Egyptians trained their initiates to decode dreams. The Tibetans spoke of dream yoga. Shamans across the world enter lucid states to retrieve information, heal, and connect with unseen realms. And here's the thing they knew. Lucid dreaming isn't random. It's a language. And when you become fluent, it reveals truths about your past, your fears, your deepest desires. It's not just about flying or visiting strange worlds. It's about listening to what your inner self has been trying to tell you, often for years. When was the last time you woke up with a feeling you couldn't shake, like you'd just returned from somewhere that wasn't quite a dream? Maybe it was a city you've never visited but somehow recognized, or a voice that whispered something strange, yet familiar. These aren't random dream fragments, they're echoes. Lucid dreaming opens a doorway, not just to imagination, but to encoded memory, deep memory, the kind that predates language. Sometimes it's symbolic, a wolf standing silently at the edge of a forest, a staircase that leads into nothing, a child with your eyes but not your name. What does it mean? That's not the right question. The better question is, why does it feel like it means everything? Your soul doesn't use sentences, it uses symbols, texture, mood, motion. Lucid dreams are its native language, and the more fluent you become, the more layered the communication gets. What starts as fragments begins to take form. What felt like fantasy starts feeling like a message. The more you engage with your dreams, the more interactive they become. It's almost like the dream is watching you too, adjusting, testing, revealing only what you're ready to receive. Ever noticed how the dream changes when you become aware you're dreaming? That shift isn't just cognitive, it's spiritual. In those moments of clarity, when you say, "This is a dream," and the world ripples, there's a presence, a knowing, a current that pulls you towards something specific. And if you follow it, you often find parts of yourself you didn't know were missing. If any of this resonates, leave a comment. Has a dream ever shown you something you couldn't explain but couldn't ignore either? And if you're starting to see your dreams differently now, consider subscribing. You're not alone in this exploration, and what's coming next might open your mind in ways you didn't expect. Some dreams feel like déjà vu stretched across lifetimes. A desert under violet skies, a library of infinite doors, a stranger you've never met who somehow knows your name. You wake up shaken, not scared, but stirred, as if a veil lifted for just a moment and then dropped again. These aren't hallucinations. They're messages stitched through metaphor. Your soul doesn't speak in linear logic, it speaks in resonance. And in lucid dreaming, that resonance gets louder. There are places you return to over and over again, cities of glass, stairwells spiraling downward, oceans beneath unfamiliar moons. What if these weren't just mental constructions, but actual waypoints your consciousness visits when free from the body? Scientists may call them brain activity, but mystics call them astral blueprints, memory held not in neurons, but in energy. And those moments of lucidity, they're invitations. You're being asked to remember, to pay attention to what keeps surfacing. Have you ever had the same symbol appear across different dreams? the same door you never open, the same song you hear but can't name. That's not repetition. That's recognition. Something inside you is urging you to look deeper. And it's no coincidence you're listening to this right now. The dream world doesn't just entertain, it instructs, it heals, it reflects, but only if you're willing to engage it as more than fantasy. This isn't about dream interpretation in the traditional sense. This is about attunement, about reading the emotional texture, the symbolism, the pacing of the dream, because your soul has no interest in hiding the truth, only in delivering it when you're ready to see. Let's talk. Have you ever dreamt of the same place more than once without knowing why? Share it in the comments. Someone else may have been there too. And if you're starting to see the bigger picture, hit like and stay close. The next layer we explore might shift the way you think about consciousness entirely. Not all lucid dreams are peaceful. Some confront you, challenge you. A figure stares at you silently, a hallway that darkens the closer you walk, a mirror that shows a version of yourself that isn't quite you. These aren't nightmares, they're encounters. Lucid dreams often become arenas for personal shadow work. The dream exposes what your waking self avoids: fear, guilt, buried memory. But here's the strange part. In the dream, fear doesn't always chase you. Sometimes it waits, it watches, it gives you the space to choose. What you confront in that realm can transform how you operate in this one. Because when you face something terrifying in a dream and realize you cannot be harmed, only shown, you take back power. Not just in the dream, but in waking life. And sometimes the dream rewards you. The hallway lights up. The figure becomes a guide. The mirror shows your true self, expanded, radiant, whole. Lucid dreaming isn't just personal, it's initiatory. In ancient mystery schools, dreams were gateways to wisdom. Temples had sleeping chambers where seekers would lie down and wait for visions. They believed the soul would rise, travel, and return with answers. What they understood is this: dreaming is not passive, it's a dialogue. A dialogue with what? With your higher self, with your past incarnations, maybe even with a future you trying to reach back across time. And when the dream responds, it doesn't use logic, it uses alignment, symbols that match your energy, scenarios that reveal, not conceal. So next time you find yourself lucid in a dream, don't just float. Ask, observe, follow. There's a map being drawn under your feet, moment by moment. Have you ever asked a question inside a dream and felt like something or someone answered? Tell us in the comments, because those answers may be echoes we all need to hear. And if you've been here since part 1, you know, this isn't entertainment, it's initiation. Like this video if that rings true. And let's keep decoding together. Lucid dreams often feel like someone or something is trying to show you a forgotten part of yourself, a lost key, a hidden truth. But here's the paradox. The dream never tells you directly. It offers symbols, patterns, choices. You're in a forest. Every path looks the same, but one feels warmer. You're in a room filled with doors, but only one pulses with light. Why? Because the dream isn't giving you answers. It's showing you how to feel your way toward them. Your soul doesn't speak in words. It speaks in knowing. And lucid dreaming is its language of revelation. Most people think dreams are abstract, random, but lucid dreamers know better. Behind the scenes, your subconscious is a master architect, designing every face, every environment, every event based on your energetic blueprint. What shows up isn't arbitrary, it's aligned. That's why recurring elements matter. They're signals, not static. And if you listen closely enough, even the silence in a dream can say everything. You might dream of a staircase you never reached the top of, a message written in a language you somehow understand. These are keys, not to unlock a door, but to remember you were never locked out. Lucid dreaming, when practiced with intention, becomes a path, a method, a way of gathering the fragmented parts of yourself and seeing them again as one. This isn't fiction, it's a frontier. And every dream you remember, every moment you become aware you're dreaming, you step deeper into that frontier, into the sacred space where consciousness bends and becomes translucent. So ask yourself, if your dreams were speaking directly to your soul, what would they be saying? We'd love to know. Leave a comment if you've ever had a lucid dream that felt like a lesson, something you needed, even if you didn't fully understand it at the time. And if you're starting to realize you've had more of these than you thought, tap like. You're not alone, and this journey is just beginning. Sometimes you wake from a lucid dream and the world feels thin, like the veil didn't close all the way. Sounds are sharper, colors feel slightly off, time seems to stretch. It's not your imagination, you're still partly there. Lucid dreams leave a residue, an imprint, because you weren't just dreaming, you were aware. Consciousness extended, and that extension doesn't snap back instantly. Why does that matter? Because moments like these are bridges. You've glimpsed what it feels like to live between worlds, to navigate life not just with logic, but with intuitive sight. Many who dive deep into lucid dreaming report shifts in their waking lives. Synchronicities increase, decisions come easier, old fears begin to lose their grip. Why? Because in the dream world, you faced those fears, walked through them, dissolved them, and your subconscious remembers. Lucid dreaming is rehearsal for expanded living. It's like mental alchemy, where you turn symbolic experience into embodied wisdom, and the more you practice, the clearer the connection becomes. Your dreams begin to teach you not just about yourself, but about reality itself. You begin to suspect that the waking world, too, might be a kind of dream. Structured, yes, but still mutable, still symbolic, still responsive to intention. You realize that maybe consciousness isn't something that flickers on when you wake up, but something that flows through all states, constantly adapting to the environment it's in. And you begin to wonder, what if the line between dream and waking life isn't a wall, but a lens? You shift the focus and everything looks different. Ever had a lucid dream where you woke up and still felt like you were dreaming? Comment below. That experience is more common and more meaningful than you think. And if this is expanding the way you think about dreams and reality, share the video with someone curious. Sometimes all it takes is one dream to wake up a lifetime of questions. There's a theory among mystics that lucid dreams are not created, they're entered, that what you experience in them already exists, waiting. Not projections, but places, not hallucinations, but realms. You don't invent the floating staircase, you find it. You don't imagine the silent figure, you meet them. And in these encounters, something ancient inside you stirs. Recognition, alignment. What if the dreamscape is a shared territory, a consciousness field that others can tap into, consciously or not? Ever had a dream where someone appeared who later said they had a similar dream the same night? That's not just chance, that's overlap. And some believe this overlap is the gateway to energy exchange, to connection beyond time, place, and even body. Lucid dreams are not bound by physical laws. You can fly, breathe underwater, move through walls. But perhaps the most profound ability is this: to feel energy, not metaphorically, but tangibly. You touch a tree and it pulses with memory. You speak to a guide and feel a vibration through your entire dream body. You look into your own eyes and something ancient looks back. These are not just experiences, they're transmissions. You wake up different, you're not sure why, but things shift. You say no more easily. You notice patterns more clearly. You sense when something is off, because your inner compass has recalibrated, and you begin to understand that lucid dreaming isn't escapism, it's return. Return to a state where your intuition leads, where your boundaries soften just enough for the truth to seep through. So ask yourself, what if the real message wasn't the images, but how they made you feel? If a dream ever left you vibrating for hours after you woke up, we want to hear about it. Drop a comment below. This is a space where your strange is sacred. And if you're still here, you already know. This isn't just a dream exploration. It's a soul initiation. Hit that like to anchor it in. There's a moment right before you wake when the dream begins to slip away. Details dissolve, colors fade, but something lingers. Not the scene, but the feeling. And that feeling stays with you all day. A kind of echo. Lucid dreaming isn't about escaping reality. It's about expanding it. You don't wake up from those dreams. You wake up into a broader version of yourself. A self that knows symbols carry more weight than facts. That silence can be louder than words. That intuition is more accurate than logic. When you honor your lucid dreams, you begin to move differently through the world. You become more aware of synchronicity. You start noticing when people speak in symbols, when life mirrors what you felt in a dream. You begin to live lucidly. And that's the point. Lucid dreaming trains you not just to become conscious in sleep, but to stay conscious in life. To question, to listen, to feel, to sense that maybe you are dreaming now, just in a different layer. And if that's true, then this moment, the one you're in right now, is just as sacred, just as malleable as the most vivid dream. So here's your invitation. Tonight, before you sleep, set an intention, not to control the dream, but to meet it. Let it show you what you need, not what you want. Let your soul speak in images, movements, moments, and when you wake, write it down. Even fragments carry codes. Then come back. Tell us what you saw, what you felt, what found you, because this journey isn't meant to be walked alone. If this video stirred something in you, something you can't quite explain but don't want to forget, tap like. Share it with someone whose dreams matter, and subscribe if you want to keep unraveling the unseen, one layer at a time. The dream doesn't end here. It's only beginning.